So every motorcycle has quirks, and mine has a ton of them. And some people would call them flaws, but I think it's all a part of the experience. Let me show you. So this is a 2006 Royal Enfield Bullet 500. I am the 6th or 7th owner of this bike. I got it from Cycling with Gasoline, the YouTube channel. He is also, or was in Los Angeles, and he had to move, and so he had to get rid of all of his bikes. So I got it for a pretty good deal. I got it for $1,250. That being said, it wasn't running. The thing he did with it was he stripped the entire engine apart and rebuilt the engine. And I think he did a good job. He got the bike basically sorted out, essentially like a brand new bike. It's basically 0 miles, even though it says 20,000 on the clock here. But he didn't do much else with it. And I think he had it for about 2 or 3 years. So I had to put some extra stuff into the bike to get it running. Fortunately, he supplied me with a AML carburetor. He ended up not being able to get it all working and stuff. So it was a brand new AML carburetor. AML carburetors are period appropriate for this type of bike. I considered getting a different Mikuni carb. It would have made things a lot easier, but I wanted to stick with the appropriate time, or the appropriate period here with the AML carburetor. So that's why we have that. It has a tickler, it has a adjuster for the idle, and it has an adjustment for the speed or timing. This AML carburetor in particular has a choke and or enrichener, however you want to think about it. And so right now it's off. To start the bike, it's on. This seats a block that goes into the carb, and that creates an enrichened effect in the carb, so there's more gas than there is air, so it's easier to kick on. Basically, you kick it, and once it's on, you can almost immediately take the choke enrichener and turn it off. And this is the off, and this is how it's supposed to run all the time. As for other stuff I did, I ended up getting new tires. The tires that came on it when I bought it were too old. They were cracked on the sides. I used them just to ride around to make sure the bike was working, but other than that, they were dangerous tires to have. So I decided it would be a very good idea to switch them out. So I did that. Other stuff I did to this bike was the front drum brake and the rear drum brake. I disassembled and I cleaned that out. They were super dirty and super grimy. The brakes were not very good. Drum brakes in general are not the best type of brake. Obviously a disc brake would be great. And they do have conversion kits, and I'm looking to do that eventually, but at this moment, these do just fine for what I'm doing. And let's be honest, the Bullet does not go that fast. There's not much braking power needed for the amount of speed and power that you have in general. Now, some other additional things I did was a brand new battery. One it came with was just not working. I got a brand new primary case because it was leaking primary oil, which is the reason why I had to replace the clutch twice. It burned out on me two times. One time was there was no oil. It had leaked out. I didn't even realize. There's no way to know how much oil is there. And so it just burned up. There was no oil to supplement the clutch. And the second time was the nuts. The nuts came loose, and I had fixed that by putting Loctite on those nuts to be able to facilitate a better grab. So we don't have any issues with that anymore. The engine itself runs phenomenal. It's super great. I also got new locks for the side cases. I mean, this bike vibrates so much, and so it vibrates so much that the locks vibrated off, and it just opened up and spilled all my crap everywhere on the road. I didn't even know until I got home, and I looked down and I was like, oh shit. So here's the petcock. I also replaced this. It was leaking gas. But when I bought the bike, I flushed the tank out, and I also tried to flush the petcock out. that didn't really work, so it just kept oozing out from the top here, so I had to buy a new one. All this stuff I'm getting, other than the battery, is from Hitchcock's. I also got new spark plugs. I went through a ton of spark plugs trying to figure out and tune the carb exactly how I wanted it. Now I haven't, since this has been tuned, I haven't needed to change this. I always keep a couple spares just in case, but I don't have a problem ever. I also got a second seat, or a 2-up seat here, because my fiance is interested in just going to the local coffee shops with me. She doesn't really ride motorcycles. She's a little afraid of them, to be honest, and aren't we all? But she is willing to go down the street because she doesn't want to make a big deal about taking one car and one motorcycle to go get coffee. So that's why I got this. It also is going to act as a bag pillion type thing when I'm going to start going camping with this bike. And so we're going to put the bag on the back and maybe get some sort of small sissy bar type thing in the back here to crunch it down. And I had mentioned the bike vibrates a ton, and that's also the reason why you see this brand new plate here, or sorry, this brand new rear tail light and everything, is it fell off and it vibrated so much. I was going so fast, I guess. I mean, I was going 55, 60, that it just completely fell off. All the wiring, the lights, everything was busted on it. So this is a brand new rear assembly, also from Hitchcock's. It's worked phenomenal. It's much brighter. I believe it's LED. And I'm also gonna get LED for the front light because this front light kind of sucks. There we go. The front light is not very shiny. It's not bright at all, really. And so it also draws a ton of power. And the battery does not charge super well, but the thing I've had to do is take the stator wires, and this is a complete mess. I'm still working on it, but I've taken the stator wires and I have 2 purple, 1 yellow, 1 orange, right? These are 2 of the same. It's all AC power coming out, and it goes typically to these white, brown, green, and black wires, and the regulator and the rectifier, right? The AC power goes to the rectifier, changes it to DC. Regulator regulates the amount of amps or voltage, whatever, that comes out of the bike, and that goes and powers everything. And so it wasn't working. So I had to buy a new regulator rectifier, plug everything in, change out the wires, and then realize that the amount of voltage is just not super strong. And so there's this guy online, and he does Bullet 500 or Royal Enfield type mods. And he suggests that you plug both purple yellow together and the purple orange together into just 1 green and 1 white, which supplies power and rectifies it. And then you have 1 brown wire that goes straight into the positive battery. And everything basically charges through the battery instead of other places and then go into the battery. So that way the battery can charge properly. And so that's been fixed. I just need to clean this up and make sure it's not going to get all grody and nasty and stuff. So some other things I've tried to do is get a new exhaust. This exhaust is the one that came with. Good Lord, it's dirty. I tried to get another exhaust. I did. It was much more open, very loud. And that was a problem with the carburetor, and I couldn't really sync them up. This is tuned perfectly for this exhaust. Every time you get a new exhaust, you need to adjust the carburetor. And so I just couldn't really figure that out. It was so loud, I put a muffler in it, and then that stifled the airflow, which also made the carburetor not optimal for what was going on here. So I just went back to the original exhaust. It works fine, it sounds great. It's the pea shooter Hitchcock's exhaust. I love it. It's a classic style, so it's really cool. Other than that, it's been pretty much fine. I got some new levers. The original ones were slightly small. They didn't have as much reach. And so these ones do have more reach. Oh, my tool roll. So I've also got a lot of questions about my tool roll and what's in it. So I got this from my fiance. I think she got it on Etsy. And then I made this little bag here. It's not the greatest, but it holds everything together so I don't have to worry about stuff falling out. And let's just go through this here. You don't need a lot to work on these bikes, and that's the beauty of these older Bullet 500s or Bullet 350s, really any of them. So let's go through here. So So I got this. These all pair, they work well. There's a bunch of random bolts and stuff, and some of these are metric, some are not. It just depends on what I'm doing exactly. This bike is just, it's a mess of different types of bolts and stuff. Here we have some fuses, 20 amp fuses. I haven't blown a fuse in a long time. That was mainly when I was working on the electrical issues. At this point, I haven't used these except one time, so obviously they've been open once and that's it. I also have this just in case I need it, just in case something falls off here. I always have an extra. And I do have a few more in the tool bag here, but this is where I keep, you know, more important stuff, registration and all that kind of thing. Adjustable, of course, you need that. These are very handy. They're needle nose, just in case. And then, obviously, a classic, you need that flathead and a Phillips. I could probably get rid of this. I probably don't really use the Phillips very much, but it's nice to have. It's not too big of a weight. It's not an issue. This baby helps a lot. And then, just in case I need to do any sort of big stuff, rear tire stuff, I have this one. And then we have all our different sets of spanners. A 12, 13, 15, 8, 14, and a 10. And that pretty much gets the job done. The only other thing I really would need is I believe it's an 18 or a 20, and that takes care of the primary case. But at that point, I'm probably pretty screwed, so I might as well just, you know, walk it back home or pick it up. So that's all I keep. It's not much. And this can do everything on the bike. Basically everything on the bike. Yeah, no, it can do every single thing on the bike as long as you have the time and the patience to do it. All right, let's put this back. It's probably about 4 pounds or so. So I have electrical tape in the boxes, side boxes. I have some feeler gauges, I have a lighter and some spare wire. And that's pretty much it. The only times I've ever gotten stuck somewhere with this bike is when the battery just went kaput and I didn't have any juice at all. No kickstart, no bump start, nothing like that. So that was the only real issue. So as for the bike itself, I love it. The beauty of it is that you can work on it yourself. If you ever have any issues, you don't have to go to, you know, a Harley dealership or a Triumph dealership or whatever else. You can just work on it yourself on the side of the road and not really worry about it too much. If you're mechanically inclined at all, you're gonna be fine. That's about it. So let me show you how to start this. So to start it, petcock, fuel gauge on, of course. The tickler, this, all you gotta do is hold it down. You don't actually have to press it or anything. So I just like to hold it down for like 2 seconds. 1, 2, and now we can prime it. So I'll give it usually 1 or 2 kick throughs here. Flick of the throttle. And now I'll put this top dead center. So I feel that pushback of the piston going up, right? As I push through, the piston goes up, and now it passes top dead center. And I bring it back up. I make sure the choke enrichener is on. I'm in neutral. I kick through. Basically immediately pulled the enrichener off. I always give it a little bit of gas, and that's how you do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. A little bit more tech heavy, less philosophy going on in that video, but a lot of people have been asking me a bunch of different questions about it through email and comments on all the videos and whatnot. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Anyways, we'll see you next time. And we're still reading the book. We're on chapter 3 or 4, I believe. It's an interesting read so far. I've got some thoughts on it, but we'll save that for another video. But it's been good so far. We'll see you next time.